pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so who played with the lowrider today, David? What?
I said, oh, you want to sit here. Thank you.
It's like your cylinder's dead.
Appreciate that.
Put my readers on.
Okay.
That's good.
Nope.
Me
That's for the budget.
Me
Randy.
All right,
Change for you.
thank you. All right. We need to open with the special budget public hearing meeting on June 17th. We have a resolution with what's there. So,
We just need to do the public hearing first and then
Oh.
close and then do a meeting.
okay.
That's last year's
All right.
using for.
Well, I'm like, wait a minute, that's 2017, she's throwing me off here. All right. Turn it over to you.
Your top part, give him that top, this.
Okay, so we need to make a resolution with the proposed budget is $1,067,683.57 for the year.
Okay. I'm gonna look at them glasses. Yes, look at.
Boy, I had that wrong.
Okay, I'll make the motion that we, this is the appropriations, right?
No, not the, that is our budget for
Budget.
2019.
That's our
Our
budget,
proposed.
proposed budget for 2019.
19, this coming year.
I'll make a motion that we accept budget as presented by Christie.
And I will second that.
Although, yes.
Close the public hearing.
Okay. Make a
I'll
motion.
make a motion, we close that meeting, go into
Regular meeting.
public meeting.
I'll second.
Although, yes. All right. Did we miss something, Nancy? Okay. All right. Guys, get a chance to take a look at the minutes?
I did, I don't see any corrections or changes being made.
I don't see any either. I'll make a motion we accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Although, yes. Communications?
Tom Anderson called. He was inquiring to see, he auctions equipment if we have anything we want to get rid of, and he left his phone number.
Okay.
The Department of Commerce, Division of Liquor Control sent their notice that all liquor permits will expire on October 1st. And if you have any objections for any of the liquor licenses in Deerfield, we need to respond to this.
Well, something I'll bring up, and I put a phone call, and I have not got a phone call back yet, but when we originally put on the ballot for zone, or for area B, which is anything south of 224, we never voted on north of 224, and we got Family Dollar that has booze. So
No, that was on the ballot, that was for the whole township.
I thought that was only for that. Better look at that. I'm almost positive that was.
I know, well.
I'm thinking that was not for the whole township. That was only for, that was affected in that was Sebring Country Club, which was on, and the Berlin Grill. It was only south. I'm almost positive that's what it was.
We can go back and.
Because
look at
we
the
actually
Board of
never,
Elections.
we never got application for that either to approve, or, you know, if we had any objections to that for Family Dollar
I
either.
thought we, for Family Dollar.
For Family
Yeah.
Dollar, we never received anything.
I don't remember receiving anything.
You know, usually they ask if we have any objections to an establishment prior to them issuing them a license. We haven't got anything, but yet they have a license. So,
That's
I
something the
called,
Board of Elections would have to research that, wouldn't they? How,
No, because we would have a copy of that, whatever appeared on the ballot. We would
Correct.
have it.
Okay.
You tell me what year.
well, let's see, that would have been,
I can go
Okay.
back and look.
yeah. I'll figure that out.
Okay.
But yeah, we haven't received anything. I don't remember anything. But I called last Friday and of course it was late, so I haven't got anything yet.
Okay. The Portage County Regional Planning Commission sent a notice, there's a replat for sublots 19 and 22 in the Hazel Hartzell allotment number 2 on Hartzell Road and Hazelwood Drive in Deerfield Township. There's a meeting scheduled for August 8th, 2018 at 4:30 if you have any objections to the replat.
And combining two.
it's just somebody
Combining.
combining lots and stuff's what they're doing, so. I don't have any problem with people combining those small lots and everything so that they can do something with them down through there. That's normally what they do back in there.
Yeah, it's just a real small one.
Yeah.
I don't have any objection. That's up at regional planning, so, right?
Yeah. Then I think that has to go to the commissioners for approval in the engineer's office after that, so it'll go through a chain before it gets done anyway.
And you should have a resolution about whether you have any objections or not.
Isn't that why we'd go to regional planning if we did?
Hmm.
No?
Well, yeah, we have to enter your response on that one form.
I'll make a motion that we have the board has no objections to the replatting of those lots at this time.
I'll second.
I'll vote yes.
Okay. We received the permit from the State of Ohio Department of Transportation to put in a culvert and a drive on State Route 225.
That lot.
That's our new property over here. We'd like to put a culvert in up there so that we can start hauling dirt in there and filling in the low spots and everything, so.
And that's all I have.
They don't charge for that, do they? That permit, that's just something they have to give us permission to do.
That's
We
all I
have the
have.
pipe and stock, I think.
Yeah, yeah, we do. Yeah.
Okay,
I have no additional.
I have none.
I have none as well. Fire department?
Brian's not here. He called me earlier. He wanted
I
to
just
bring
followed
up,
him up into the shop, but I don't think he's
he
done
wanted to
yet.
bring up, that it's time for the annual hose, pump, and ladder testing. He'd like us to make a motion to approve that. It's gonna be approximately $2,000. I know that ties in their ISO rating and everything, and I mean, I just hate spending the $2,000, but I guess it's something we have to do, so I'll make a motion that we approve the pump, hose, and ladder testing.
Yeah, that's kind
I'll second.
I'll vote yes.
And something about a bill from Chet's Water or something.
I gave it to the
Okay,
Christie.
all right. So we're good on that then?
Mhm.
Okay.
And we received from Life Force Management 3 accounts that they are recommending, that they're saying are non-collectible for the following reasons, and they would like to forward it to the collection agency.
Yep, that's one. Where you got that one at?
Alliance, 2 of them,
Yep, Ravenna.
and
Ravenna.
this is in Ravenna, so I'll make a motion to return these over for collection. None of them are township residents. That's what we always do.
I'll second.
I'll vote yes. Roads?
They're about ready to go out and do another round of patching and stuff in our roads. We got some culverts marked out on Johnson Road. We're gonna repave that next year, so we need to replace 3 or 4 culverts that are still underneath there this year, so that they have time to settle and get all settled in, so that we don't ruin a new asphalt next year, so. We don't need to make a motion to do that, do we? That's just part of road maintenance and everything. Brake lines, we may run into more than $500 for the low pro truck. Brake line blew and some wheel cylinders, we had to buy some brake lines, so I'll make a motion that we pay whatever we need to pay for the International Low Pro to get it back on the road again. I don't think that we're 500, but we could, so I'll make a motion that we pay whatever we need to pay.
Second.
And I'll make this.
Nothing that we need to purchase or buy or anything, so that's really all I have in the roads.
Buildings and grounds, do we have anything?
Grass is
there?
really slowing down, growing, the weeds are coming up, so we're still mowing, but not near as often as what we were. Did they have a funeral today, or they got one?
Yeah, today's
They
Wednesday.
had the
Yeah.
funeral today, yeah. I was thinking it was tomorrow, but yeah, there was a funeral today.
Yeah.
Apparently it went well, because they didn't call and say different. I didn't make it to the cemetery, so.
And
That's
the
all
guy-
I have.
The guy on the gazebo, you said a couple weeks.
Yeah, he's gonna get it in there in the next week or so, he's gonna come in and do that. So, for those of you that weren't here, we're getting a new roof on the gazebo in the circle. One side of it's really bad. We asked for people to give us bids to do it. A local guy lives in the township, initially said he'd do it for $800, which was material only. Then he called back and said that he changed his mind on that, he's gonna do it totally for free, so it's not gonna cost the township a penny. We did get some other bids, one was $7,800 from another resident in the town. But
Oh, let's go with that one.
yeah.
Yeah, why not?
This guy's gonna do it, this guy's gonna do it for free, 30-year shingles, ice guard, everything that he's done, he's gonna do, which is a great thing. I mean, that's nice of him to do that. He's even gonna pay for the shingles, so what the heck? Can't beat that.
No.
No.
All right,
Mike Kimball's his name, and I think it's called Deerfield Exterior is his name of his company. He's gonna get me a card and stuff. He's been in business several years and is bonded and insured and everything, so that's a good thing he's gonna do. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
The sign's up and running up there.
Yep.
Still tweaking it a little bit, but it looks good at night. It's nice and bright up there. The guys got stuff now, they're gonna wire a plug onto one of those columns up there. We're gonna light the front of the old town hall up again like we used to. We had that LED floodlight in there. We lost it when we lost the sign, so we're gonna get that wired up in the next day or two, so we'll have the front of the old town hall lit up again at night, which makes it look nice. You wanna tell them about the brick house in the corner right there, the old hardware right there?
Yeah, Larry's place.
Larry Fisher's property.
As it stands now,
Down.
and again, I don't have this in writing, but it is supposed to be torn down brick by brick, moved
Sure.
and rebuilt at another location.
Why?
Yeah,
Now,
there's some company that, the historical society told me there's some company that bought it and that's what they're gonna do. It's
Where
gonna
are they
be,
gonna put it?
I don't know, but that's what I hear.
somewhere in Ohio, I forget, I mean, it's
I haven't
Oh,
seen it in
dang.
writing yet,
Well,
so I'm not so sure that this isn't just scuttle. It might be just scuttle.
yeah, we
because-
haven't got
So I
anything
don't,
official
that's
yet.
just the word that we have right now.
It's a shame.
Somebody caught Larry and somebody else taking some things out, some of his personal stuff out of there and asked him what was going on, and that's what he said,
It's
so.
falling in. I'll do
But
it.
whether that is truth or not is yet to
Sam.
be seen.
When are they
Sam.
supposed to do it?
Soon,
Well, yeah, and then that's, so I haven't, we could file and find out the truth on that and file for his demolition anyhow and see what he comes up with. And if in fact that the deed transfer to whoever bought this has been recorded in Portage County, I mean, that'll tell us everything if this is a true story or not. So I don't know whether I believe it 100%, but that's the word it's out.
That don't make any sense.
it must be a big business, the old Deemer barn and that other one up there in 225, they were torn down last year, the year before, and they went to Oklahoma and were rebuilt and being used as barns.
Wow. Wow.
So that must be a big, both of those barns actually were torn down and they're currently rebuilt and being used as barns in Oklahoma.
Well, Craig
No, it's just
Stratton did the same
because
thing.
it's a
Yeah.
historic thing
Craig
for
Stratton
here,
would go in
not
and,
somewhere else.
Old is good.
and they would,
Yeah.
Forget it.
they would they would pay this guy to tear down their old barn, and they would take the old barn beams and they would make flooring companies buy. Flooring companies would call for the veneers. Craig Stratton did it right down there at the old feed
The
mill.
old
in
female down there.
14, he had a little business there, and then of course the builders were buying some of the ones for the mantles at ridiculous prices per foot. So there's this big business that reclaimed.
This was a historical building that should have been taken care of years ago.
They tried to, the first time they tried to buy it from Larry, Larry said, that's fine, but I get to live upstairs free, and you pay all the electric bills. Well, they knew, they weren't gonna go for that. The property value was that he pays at the county recorders is 27.9 something, is what he pays taxes on. They offered him 45,000 and he turned it down 2 years ago.
Yep.
Historical. They had the funding,
I don't have
grant money
nothing.
to get it, and they offered him 45 and he turned it
Old-
down.
old Methodist church.
And he basically told me that he wasn't gonna sell it to them no matter what because they don't know how to redo historical buildings.
No.
But yet he had a roof put on with shingles.
Mhm.
They didn't have shingles back when that was built, but he had his roof done with shingles, but nobody else knows how to do it. Imagine that.
How old is the building?
And he is.
It's
one
pretty
member
old.
of the
Old. It used to be a
Historical
depot.
From what I'm told though, it
Horse and
was
buggy
the
and the
church
Indians.
that should have stayed, not that building.
Church should also.
Was it a
stay.
Methodist
Well, I got an
church
article
or?
in the
Yeah.
paper all about it.
Yeah, the old Methodist church,
It
that
used
guy
to be
bought
an
it.
old
Somebody said that was
trading
beautiful.
It
post.
was.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the guy that
That was
running
right
it
before me coming out here, so that's
made
been
this
about
trade with the
23
Indian
years
and he
ago.
wasn't happy, and
So
so
it
he took him,
had to be
he went to his wedding
before
and
that.
shot him in the
Oh,
eye.
yeah.
I mean, it
He
was
died.
gone.
But that's what it was. It
When
was
I
a
would
trading
come out.
depot. I got the paper at
Okay.
home.
All right, that's
Anything
all.
else?
No, that's
Anything
not
from the
all.
audience?
Yeah. What's going on with the cemetery? Why are we contracting somebody out to put footers in?
We're not. Oh, the footers?
Huh.
Just because we had so much other stuff going on and it's actually probably cheaper to have them do it than us do it.
You gotta be kidding me.
No?
What are these guys getting paid for 19 bucks an hour?
Well, they
These-
were out doing other
the
stuff
old men
when that
used to
was-
do it, and they kept up with it. I mean, I don't understand it. I've been here
But
60
again,
years.
the old, yeah, well, it's like Buzz and them guys, all they did is pretty much mow. Our guys are fixing ambulances, fire trucks, our own equipment. We're not sending anything out. I mean, we used to send, I know because
Get
I
a
seen them,
mechanic.
we used to send, instead of them changing the oil in the tractor, they would take it down to Carver's and stand there and watch Carver
Yeah.
change the oil on it.
Yeah,
So
they'd all three go down and stand there and watch Jesse change the
So-
oil.
So
our
it's-
guys are doing just more than just mowing and,
So
I
if it's
mean,
true, if 3 or 4 people don't die in Deerfield, you don't get a headstone because you gotta wait till 3 or 4 people die before they're gonna come in and do them.
Well, we always do them twice a year. That's all, we don't do them one at a time, we do them twice a year. You can't go in right after a funeral and do one anyway, because the next year it's gonna be sunk and fell in anyway, but we've always done them twice a year. Never more than that.
Oh, I know when they went one winter and put one in the middle of February and they thawed the ground out to do it. I don't suppose anybody knows how to do that now.
Well,
That's
And that's just always been our policy, ever since I've been here and way before me, it was twice a year.
Oh, yeah, they need to check out Jake Walter's, military thing. It's down right beside my uncle's and I'm
Yeah.
supposed to be beside my uncle. So they need to check that out.
Okay, yeah, I know where RJ's buried at.
Yeah,
I'll check that.
yeah, but it's down too far.
Okay.
I don't want his thing on my head still. And I don't want to cover him up, I mean. As far as when my daughter talked to Nancy, that's what Nancy said, it was right there beside my uncle's, and right there is his military thing. It should be.
Okay, we'll
up
check
there.
that, we'll check that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know where RJ's at, so.
Huh? I asked Nancy. Oh, did you?
Anybody else? Well,
A couple of years ago, they were gonna talk about replacing the culvert down near where I live, and that's why they didn't chip and seal that end of the road. And I know they didn't change culvert, which goes underneath this road there.
That's actually a private road.
No, your road,
you're talking about Fewtown,
on Fewtown.
the one that comes across
Oh,
north of the,
Right.
you know, it
That's why
goes
they
down
didn't
and
chip and
cuts
seal
across.
from Watson down.
Okay, I know which one you're talking
It's
about
2 or
now.
3 years ago, I just was wondering, guys, I heard you guys talking about culverts.
Oh,
I have to look into that. I honestly forgot about that. I know we didn't do that for that reason. We were
Right.
gonna replace that, so. I'll check into that tomorrow and see.
we'll let you know when you get the shovel out.
I sold my shovels.
Smart man.
Yeah.
But you're right, that's why we
Still
didn't
got
put
mine.
down it, because we were gonna do that, so.
Yeah,
I do remember that,
And
so.
the weeds are gone on the corner there, I appreciate that. I think that
Oh,
maybe we were
amen.
talking about that.
Oh, yes.
Heather,
But yes, I haven't, well, I see that it'll end up making its way to the trustees, but chances are it'll have to go through the county first. I caught word today by a gentleman surveying my property that my guess is that Circle Antiques and More is going to replot their property for a Dollar General to go in next to mine. I mean, it's an irregular shaped property.
It
Goes
is.
back and then behind my
I heard
property.
some scuttle on that too, whether,
Was that
what
I
they
didn't know
With
whether
the
that
antique
was gonna be a,
stores? Yeah. Well, amen for that. I'd like to get rid of that antique store.
Well,
I don't wanna
I
be on
doubt they're gonna
anybody's
tear the
cost.
whole
no,
place
no,
down.
yeah, I
Oh,
think,
darn.
yeah, what I was told was they were gonna take the garage part down and out from that point on. You know, the antique,
Oh,
the garage portion of that is the scuttle I heard on
There
that.
was a lot of contamination into that ground and everything. The township was gonna buy that years ago, and there was so much contamination
my
in there
God,
that,
my kids had gone, hunting in there, just, kid hunting, scooping around, and there's old pieces of concrete that
Oh,
look
yeah.
like they were sidewalk at one point.
well, up where the diesel tanks were and the gasoline tanks and everything, for years, they controlled dust by putting diesel fuel and oil on the parking lot there at the old circle pump and everything, and
Don't surprise me.
the township looked into it years ago buying it, and our legal guy told us absolutely not, there's so much contamination here that we couldn't afford to do it. So,
Because,
maybe
yeah.
they'll run into problems with that, I don't know. Well, I'll see what I can find out.
My property basically stops on the east side of my driveway. It doesn't go all the way over to the tree line. Well, I'd like for a small tree line to be left as a buffer, but I don't know that it'll end up coming all the way through based on what your contamination is saying.
I'll see what I can find out.
Yeah.
That's probably going through regional planning. I'll call them tomorrow and see if they know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know.
Okay, I mean,
That's the first
Yeah,
time.
if they're really,
So there's
if,
some-
I
That's the
heard
first time I
about
heard
it
about
about,
it.
I heard about it about a week ago and I just kinda blew it off because I'm thinking,
Maybe.
there's no way they're gonna put a family or a Dollar General right in the same township. I mean, usually it's like,
Why not?
the first one who's in, it's like Dollar General got in Atwater, so,
Yeah.
okay, Family Dollar's not gonna go. Now all of a sudden they're in Edinburgh and
Oh, yeah,
I never
Edinburgh's
see
got
two
all
of
kinds
them
stuff.
other than Lake Milton. You have the Family Dollar, then the Dollar General down the street. I don't see too many more. I mean, there's like a Dollar General just popped up in North
They're going
Jackson,
everywhere.
one in Ellsworth, but
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
see Family Dollar following building right in this. There's enough for one. I don't know if there's enough for
We need
two.
something.
I mean, everyone says, of course, and as you all know,
But if they're in
we
any
need
part-
a grocery store, a true grocery store.
We need a gas station.
That's
We need a gas-
it, that's
we
the.
need a gas
gas
station.
station.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
We
do.
need-
We
you
need
need
a
that
gas
first,
station.
yeah.
That's sad, but we need a
I'd vote
gas
for
station.
that.
Not everybody would.
And why is this?
The problem is where can you put it? Now, years ago, before, when we all talked about when we had Petro here and we had Sheets Counting and that was at the old schoolhouse. But now that's really the only property that I think would qualify because it has to be on a state route. There has to be so many acreages. There has to be 2 entrances and 2 exits. Certain parts, apart. There's so many EPA rules and so many rules with that now that we're real limited on the antique. Yes, if somebody tore that place down, that would be enough property. Maybe, I'm not sure, but that where the old schoolhouse is, that goes from 224 all the way to 14.
Yeah, they're not.
So
enough
that I
property
think it
back
was
in here.
14 acres or 13.7 acres or something. That would have been. That's what everybody was looking at.
Sure.
And we had I don't know 5 years ago had talked to Petro. They were looking at it, and I had conversations with them.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
my ex owns the property corner of 224 in Notman. Unfortunately, it ended up having to be timbered and probably a lot of excavation work had.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very limited what where we.
Isn't there enough property behind there? To,
Behind
I mean,
where?
you know, behind the schoolhouse. Isn't there enough?
No,
parking
there's
right
only,
there?
see, they split that up.
See, that's
Um,
split up now. When they sold the schoolhouse,
Which
that
is
guy,
dumb.
that guy kept 8 acres or 5 acres or something
Right.
like that. Instead of coming to 14 now, he sold their school in 5 acres, and there's another 5 acres that he maintained, which is between 14 and the school.
Right.
He had that split up. He didn't sell
Tony
the
from
whole
the
thing.
circle, Tony bought it. And then Tony had bought it with dreams of having, she was gonna open up her own gas station. I told her she couldn't afford it. And this is when I tried to tell her that I was in talks with Petro already. And make a long story short, she never did anything. Tony passes away. Chuck has it now, so they sold off the front part of that property
Yeah, that's
to the
pathetic.
schoolhouse to the gentleman from Edinburgh.
That owns the golf cart
Yes,
business.
and then the back side of that property, my understanding, I heard, again, this is Scuttle. I think it's just talk at this point, but they were talking about putting up, storage buildings there.
Oh, great. Just what we need, more storage.
Mhm.
I'm telling you, this place is going to
I
pot.
mean, he was selling his golf carts, of course, out of there, and being right across, he wanted to pay somebody $5 a day to sit there and sell golf carts for him.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God, that's pathetic.
You didn't take him up on
So,
that
I mean,
offer, Heather?
it's not that the fact that somebody probably could come in there and buy both pieces again.
We gotta find somebody rich.
Good luck.
Better start looking someplace else.
but, I mean, 44 acres there at the corner of 224 and Notman, I don't know if that would qualify as far as the different rules and regs.
I'm
Well, it's in
thinking where you got that big culvert that goes through there,
Yeah,
and so,
okay.
yeah.
And
I
it's
haven't walked on the
considered-
property for
It's
years.
considered wetland.
Wetlands
Yeah.
too, yes,
Yeah.
I did say that.
I
Yeah.
don't
Good luck with that.
Wetland.
Yeah,
And there
down
could
on
be a
Watson Road used to be
specific little
wetland
bug.
too, and you
Yeah.
see 3 houses on it.
Yeah.
There could be a
That was
spec-
wetland for years.
a specific little bug or gnat
Yeah.
that might be home to that could stop it.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
Anybody
Yes.
else?
This is disgusting.
Does this qualify for the sign?
We need to find somebody who's got some money to buy that property.
Oh, that's for that.
My rich uncle in the poorhouse ain't gonna provide.
No, guaranteed not.
And I think he died. Just
Boy,
curious.
I don't know, that's,
And leave it to me.
I hate to say no, but
Well, if it's no, it's no. I just was curious, just one. It's either yes or no. I'm not gonna cry, I promise.
Throw a tantrum then.
Not until you spend 5 minutes with me.
No.
You're dead meat.
Sure, you were a minute man anyhow.
Oh my God. David. You're dead to me now. Dead people don't laugh.
There's a gutter running right
God.
through.
You're having a tournament out at,
Yeah, the ones that Jake has, you know, he does those for a different charity or so
so you're doing it on the
forth each time.
28th?
I'm not opposed to it, I guess, I don't know, that's
I mean-
a good thing.
Like I said,
I mean,
I don't want to cause a problem if it's not,
Tell you what, just give me $100 and we'll let it happen.
yeah. Stand on one foot. hold
I
your
don't
breath.
have a problem with it if we run it like a weekend before or something. When is it, the
It's
28th?
the 28th.
So what day is that on?
Saturday.
It's sad.
So if we run it like started on a Monday or something and run it, I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
No, because we can rotate it in up there, it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be just that, we can rotate it in on there.
You call it, what your suggestion be? Call it something benefit?
Yeah.
Cornhole tournament
That's-
benefit?
That's the benefit for that young man, yeah.
So it's called, what's his name? Stoll?
Calvin
Stall,
Stall.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Calvin Stoll
No.
Cornhole Tournament Benefit.
Right. Like I said, each one of those he does, the money goes to a different charity, and this one is for him.
Yeah, we'll get it in, I'll have the guys put it on the sign.
I mean, the
I have
other
no
ones,
problem
yeah,
with it.
No,
probably
me
is not
neither. I mean,
something that
it's a good
qualify,
thing.
but this one I just
South-
thought I'd ask.
Southeast kid,
Yes isn't good enough, you keep talking.
Just graduated from high school.
yeah.
Are you getting the house?
When's the
I'll
last
talk to you
time I
later.
beat you with a cane?
The other night,
They are
when I went to get my
destroying the
mail.
house as we speak. Did you hear
What?
me?
What?
This is, they are destroying the house as we speak.
What house?
Are,
Okay, anybody
What
else?
I didn't,
You had said you'd been previously in touch with Petro for
Mhm.
varying locations.
for that location there.
Not-
That was
I
a
mean,
brainstorm idea and,
Would you be able to even be in touch with Dollar General Corp and try to convince them to even put a couple pumps? Just
Dollar
very
General
small?
doesn't, not into that business.
They don't
Not at all?
Never.
Even
No.
subcontracting through Marathon?
Not at all.
Yeah,
I
12
don't know
years
of a
ago.
Dollar General that would do that.
I
We
mean,
need something.
when I first got in, I investigated it too, and the cost is just too much for the amount of what they're gonna get here.
Well, they get a lot, I mean.
That's the other problem, is the traffic.
They
We're
were,
busy in
Sheets
the
was very
summer.
close.
See, they did traffic studies back then
Yes.
too, and
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
sustain traffic 7 months a year.
Right.
And 5 months, they said we don't have the traffic
I see
It was-
traffic
volumes
all
to
the
justify
time.
it.
Right.
It was
That-
short
that
by
grocery store
30.
survived for 20 years.
Yep.
We did what we did in the summer, and then we compromised in the winter.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it stayed for 20 years.
There's
If Fred
30
was still alive, it had still been here.
Yeah, I agree.
3,200
Yeah.
cars
I agree.
on the off-season short per month.
Oh, boy.
And if Sheets does not hit that number, they don't care if they're 10 numbers off, they better hit that number of count, but they won't do it.
When Matt worked for Circle K,
Yeah.
he checked with them, and that's what they told him, there wasn't
Yeah.
enough traffic.
Yeah.
Continuous.
Not enough year-round
Consistent,
sustainable
right.
traffic.
That's pathetic.
But that's their standards.
The regular business around here during the winter should be able to carry them. You know what I mean? The
Should
residents
be able
around
to.
here.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I always bought gas around here. I never bought gas anywhere else. I didn't care if I had to pay 10 cents more a gallon. I always supported the community. Same way with Portage Auto when he was there. My husband wouldn't go in town and buy a part for a car or anything in
Oh,
town.
yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
care how much he paid for it. He bought it there.
Yep.
And that's what we need. We need,
But you don't, anymore, you don't have that kind of community anymore. You know what I
No.
mean? It's sad
Things
that you
have
don't,
changed.
but
everybody
people
else knows it
are,
us.
people are after Uno number one themselves.
Mhm.
Think about it. I mean, everything you do. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way this society has grown.
Oh, gee, can we get a Dairy Queen? I support that one. McDonald's, you know, something.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I mean, you know, I like Dairy Queen.
Life
better.
jackets in the lake, well, I'll just.
Yeah, I don't have anything else either. I'm
Anything
out.
else from anybody? I'll make a motion, we adjourn the meeting, pay our bills.
I will second that so I can go.
Yes.
Dairy Queen, they will say no to because of no sewer. And they have to clean the machines and run so many 100 gallons of water a day out of there to clean the machines and disinfect and all
Wait a
that.
minute, they don't have that up in Edinburgh, do they?
Yeah, they got that up in there.
I don't think they have sewer up there.
Yeah,
They
I
got
think
water,
I
but
think
they don't
got
have.
water.
I think
they
they've
don't
got an
have sewage.
on-site plant up there.